All right, fans, welcome to another edition of your WrestleGeddon podcast. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Chris the Heat Matthews, joined each and every week by the Tennessee Jesus, Carl Crossland. Garrett is not with us this week. I assume, Carl, you know where he's at.
Yeah. So people that didn't know, Garrett is actually we call those dungeon masters or something.
He got an epic D&D game going.
Yeah, he's got
Or is
a
it
epic.
is it a S&M Dungeon Master?
He's one of those. He's one of those dungeon master, grand wizard. He's something, and he's got a board game going tonight, and couldn't be with us.
Oh, awesome. I'm not going to knock on it. I do wish I played some Dungeons and Dragons. If I did, I'd have like this whole like Lucha Libre themed like dungeon and different types of challenges.
Yeah, I never played.
So there's one TikTok, this guy that owns a maintenance company or something. I don't know exactly what he does. But I guess his whole like team, like his employees and stuff, play Dungeons and Dragons, and the dungeon master, which is his brother who plays too, gets pissed at him because he sets everything on fire. He's like,
I know.
They tried to make it harder for him. Like, I guess one of the campaigns they had to go in, like this town that had a brothel, and like one of the first questions he asked is like, what business brings in the most money? And the dungeon master's like, oh, the brothel. He's like, okay. Because gold melts at has to be like a very high heat for gold to melt. He's like, all right. He's like, I'm gonna set the brothel on fire.
Yeah.
And then rob it. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. There's some guys on TikTok that play like a card game. I don't know if it's Yu-Gi-Oh or what's that other one called? Magic.
Yeah, I've seen Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't come across
And they have
Magic.
And they have like these like little like I don't know, it's like it's like a shield, but it has like a bunch of different places that hold their cards and stuff in it.
That's Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, okay.
And they dress up.
Yeah, and they dress up, man.
Eyes and shit, and
yeah, they make it seem fun though. I'm like, man, you do you.
As long as they're having fun, like no shame. I just kind of stroll by it and I watch for a couple minutes. I was like, oh man, just shake my head. So Yu-Gi-Oh's not one that I got into. I played Magic in high school. So I played that, and I played Marvel's Overpower. So those are like the two big ones in Star Wars when that came out.
Yeah. Me and my best friend growing up kind of shared like a Pokemon collection, but we didn't really like play it. We just like collected cards.
Yeah, kids got into Pokemon, so I bought that like trainer battle pack that comes with like 3 decks and like the play mat and everything. So learned how to play that too. It was like great.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that's what we do. Random stuff each and every week here on your WrestleGeddon podcast, just like our random band entrance theme.
Who the hell put this on? So random. For fuck's sake.
Awesome. Always a good time with the random band entrance theme, which this week's was Foster the People.
Foster the People.
Yeah, aside from that one song that you guys were singing last week, never heard anything else by them.
Yeah, I think they're mainly like one-hit wonders.
But yeah, that's the only song I know is that one. It's like, okay. So there's that. Do you want to kick it off, or I can kick it off? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, because I went with Pumped Up Kicks.
Nice.
So I want to go with it before somebody steals it.
That's probably the one that Garrett picked. I went with Pay the Man.
I heard that one too when because I was like trying to come up with a backup, but I'm like I can't come up with a backup because they're not really that good. So I could see why there was a one hit wonder.
Yeah.
But that one song is really good though.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Awesome. What we got for next week?
So we had one band come up that I kind of vetoed because it sounded too similar to this group. I'm like, we can't do it back to back. It was Vampire Weekend.
Yeah.
So I did it again, and we got T.I. I don't think we've done T.I. yet, have we?
Have not done T.I.
Yeah.
All right. T.I. I'm gonna have to listen to T.I. now.
You know T.I.
I do. I can't place like anything off the top of my head. That's
you at least know the Rubber Band Man, right?
Nope.
Rubber Band Man. Wow, that's a Taliban. No.
Nope. Can't say that I do.
What you know about that? I know all about that.
Nope. Did he sing In Love with the Stripper?
No.
No? Okay. So
that was T-Pain and he had somebody featuring on it. I think it was Jamie Foxx. There's someone.
Okay. Yeah, and I haven't a clue. So
I'm in love with the stripper. No, T.I. is a rapper.
I know who he is. His music.
You can have whatever you like.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you know that one.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So T.I. for next week. T.I. All right. Elite figure of the week. I actually got one. Right here. So, I've got the Series 93, Elite 93, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat Chase.
And get it signed.
It was signed by Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I've just uploaded a video to YouTube. Going over like my top 5 experiences for 2023. Just something different. The story behind that figure is that signature and everything. And meeting Steamboat is a part of one of those experiences from my 2023. So definitely go check that out on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/forthecollection. Hear about that. But still, it's a great figure. And the chase too. The yellow tights just looks awesome compared to the regular Elite release, which was in I think it was the white. So.
Yeah. That event was probably like one of the better wrestling events I've been to in a while. It was pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good time. Enjoyed it.
Got to see the Briscoes and
Steamboat, FTR.
Yeah.
Was
Nick Aldis
too, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Brian Pillman Jr. wrestled
Morton's son. So,
yeah.
Nick Aldis being the surprise mystery partner for the team taking on Flair with Jay Lethal and I can't remember who the other one was.
Jay Lethal, Nick Aldis, and damn, who was it?
Was it Brock Anderson?
Yeah, Brock Anderson.
That's right.
Because Arn Anderson was there.
Yeah, it was like a weird person for that team.
Yeah.
Cool. I do not have anything uploaded for our instant replay, so I'll have to add that in later. So let's hop over to the instant replay. Of course, brought to you by Dubby Energy. Visit dubby.gg. Use the code WrestleGeddon at checkout to save yourself 10%. They also just introduced Dubby Hydration. So you'll get yourself some hydration flavors and keep yourself hydrated.
Yep. Keep yourself hydrated, energized. Dubby does it all.
Yep, you can get your energy and your hydration for your New Year's resolutions of hitting the gym this year. So you're going to need that. A lot better than Gatorade.
Yep. And I feel like I take like the best piss after drinking Dubby. So if you just want to take a good piss,
Especially if you're getting drug tested.
Dubby's your drink.
Awesome. All right, let's kick it off. Let's talk some at World's End. Which happened last Saturday. Did you get a chance to watch any of that?
Yeah, I watched the thing. Well, I fell asleep during MJF Samoa Joe match. So I had to go back and watch that, but I watched most of it. Wasn't too impressed. It's probably like their worst pay-per-view of the year.
It was pretty bad. Like overall, there was some decent matches, but overall, it just like a lot of people were saying that it wasn't as big as especially like their previous pay-per-view was like way better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say the best match was probably the women's match between
the TBS title match.
Abaddon and
Julia Hart.
That's
actually where I picked up the pay-per-view at. So I missed like pretty much everything before that. So I kind of forgot about it, and I was like, "Oh shit, AEW's on."
Yeah. I mean, you didn't miss too much. The other women's match sucked.
I caught the end of Swerve and Dustin.
That was a good match.
Yeah, from what I saw, it was pretty good. And then I saw the man tag match because that was before Abaddon and Julia Hart. So I never thought I would hear NDA chants during a wrestling match. And that whole fiasco with Jericho and Kylie Ray situation had come out just before the pay-per-view that weekend.
Yeah. That match, I don't know. That match, and then the other match that we didn't make predictions for because we didn't think it was a card.
8-man tag.
Yeah, with the leftovers from the Continental.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you wanted names there. Like some of these matches, like I feel like they're just trying to like fill the card like with as many names as possible. And neither one of those matches were worth 2 cents. I mean, they were okay. You had okay people in them, but I could have did without them.
They should have did. My personal opinion, what they should have done with that. Okay, do the 8-man tag match, with everyone from the Continental Classic. But then, like the other one, why do we need an 8-man tag match? Why not just have Jericho say, hey, Kenny's out. He's going to be out for a while. I still technically have a shot at the AEW World Tag Team Championship. And then go into that whole thing with Sammy. And then have Sammy be the partner for that tag team title match.
Because that would involve some kind of writing and
creativity.
Like,
because you could have had Jericho come out and make the save for Sammy and the Callis family, and then you could have built up that story more between the Callis family, Sammy, and Jericho at the pay-per-view by having them come out and cost Jericho and Sammy the titles.
Yeah.
But what do
Did you see the botch with the flaming table?
Yeah, the table went out.
Well, I mean, he didn't really go through the table; kind of just like slid across it. But that was when I was in the messenger. That's when I typed Edge went from rated R to TV 14.
I know the table went out at first. Like the first time they tried to light it, went out.
Yeah,
light it again.
Yeah, and he kind of like he didn't really go through the table. He kind of just like slid across it.
Yeah, right across top of it. Yeah, too much lighter fluid on there, man. Just greased up the table.
But I mean, I appreciate the effort. I guess
Yeah, he greased up that wood, man, and Nick Wayne just slid right across.
Yeah. What do you think about the finish of that? That was kind of weird, but
yeah, I think they're gonna build. It was like you saw a little bit of it on Dynamite this week with Jericho Christian and Luchasaurus or Kill Switch or whatever. Like
yeah,
where
whatever his
Christian
name
was
is
like
now.
thanking everybody but Kill Switch. And I think we're gonna get to the point where they're gonna turn him back face and he's gonna end up turning on Jericho or taking him out or something. And that might lead to Jack Perry coming back in a face role and teaming with Luchasaurus again to take on Christian and Nick Wayne, or Luchasaurus and Edge taking on Christian and Nick Wayne.
Yeah, I figure they're probably trying to put the Jurassic Express back together since neither one of them are done too good away from each other.
We'll see what happens with that. With the you talked a little bit about the Abaddon and Julia Hart match. Like that was like I said, one of the better matches of the night, and I actually enjoyed that match. And it's not because like I'm a huge Abaddon fan and a big Julia Hart fan. Just the two of them work very well together, like chemistry wise. So, and the interference from Sky Blue like didn't detract from the match at all. And Abaddon kind of did get her hands on her a little bit, which kind of pushed towards the finish of that match too.
Yeah,
I thought it was good.
Yeah, good storytelling, good, in-ring work, not just running into spots and
a lot of this is spooky chants during that match too.
Yeah.
A few pretty solid there. The Moxley and Eddie Kingston match actually wasn't that bad either. Surprisingly. Like it wasn't like one of the best matches, but it's what you'd expect from the two of them.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it wasn't bad.
I'm just glad Moxley didn't win it. So.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I felt like that'd have been a perfect opportunity to put one of your other guys over, like Swerve or something.
Yeah.
But
my thing with that too is, can you really call Eddie Kingston a Triple Crown champion if two of the titles are owned by the same company?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. No.
Oh man, and they're not even like main titles. Well, besides the ROH World Championship, and then like even that one, like the New Japan title, is not even like their main title. It's like their US version.
Yeah. None of them are actually the world title or anything. And then one's a brand new title that they just made up.
Yeah. And then the main event, MJF and Adam Cole, or not MJF and Adam Cole, MJF and Samoa Joe. We called
Adam Cole was there.
We called it from day one. Day one, Adam Cole was a devil. I don't want to hear anybody tell us we were wrong on that. So.
I was disappointed though. I'm like,
it was pretty disappointing. And then they threw Wardlow in there for whatever reason. Like, just it doesn't make sense to me that you put Wardlow in there. So I don't know, but yeah, pretty much everyone but Wardlow we called like from the get go. So, and then the whole internet uproar with MJF being removed from AEW's roster page, which is obviously a work with AEW. Because I'm pretty sure that MJF re-signed before All Out or All In, whichever one it was, when he returned as the Devil.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people are saying he did. People saying he didn't. Some people are saying he just had some injuries that he needed to take care of.
Yeah.
And really hadn't had a chance to take care of them. So he's going to be away for a while.
So that was pretty much the biggest thing for AEW. Our pay-per-view picks. I think you and I tied, if I remember correctly. I think we missed all but one.
We missed all of them but one.
Yeah.
So we got all of them wrong.
No, I mean we got all of them but one, I think.
Oh, okay. I was like, we missed all of them but one. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, who did I pick? I must have been fucking drunk or high or something.
You picked Swerve, Julia Hart, Miro, Sting, Darby, Sammy, and Jericho. Actually, you got all of them. Or no, we didn't. Christian Cage technically didn't win.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
I mean, technically, he won the second match.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't the match we were picking. So, but Garrett, all of it, I think actually it looks like we all tied.
Yeah.
No, I missed two. So you and Garrett tied. That's what it was.
I'm gonna claim the tiebreaker over Garrett because Christian held the title after the thing, so it counts as him winning, even though he lost the first match.
Yeah, if he would have picked Sting, Darby, Sammy, and Jericho, he would have been clean sweep across the board on that one. And you
That's who I picked. That's who I picked, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's who you picked. Garrett picked the Callis family.
Oh, he picked the Callis family. Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. I'll have to since that was the last pay-per-view of the year, I'll have to go through for next week and total up all the points for the year.
Let's see who won.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Some big stuff happening over this weekend. Touch on that since it's the hot button right now. Wrestle Kingdom going on. Wrestle Kingdom, and then the New Year's Dash was today. This morning we had TJP debuting a new look in his tag team, which was Catch 22, which they won the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship, if I remember that correctly. Debuted a new look called the Aswang, which is a Filipino like devil like creature type thing. So it actually looked pretty badass. Not like a coffin and everything. So it was pretty cool. That wasn't the only debut. We also had Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth, and his brother Ryan Nemeth were both ringside during the one of the title matches. I can't remember which freaking title match it was. I don't think it was Naito's match. I think it was someone else's. But yeah. So we had that, and then Matt Riddle showed up for New Year's Dash today and challenged Tanahashi for the New Japan. I think it was like the television champion or something like that. So pretty cool for that. Big things happening over in New Japan. Deonna Purrazzo made her debut Wednesday night on Dynamite. She is now all elite. Say plus for AEW's locker room. Hopefully they use her correctly and kind of advance that women's division a little bit more.
Yeah, if she's not at the top, then I don't know what you're doing.
Like, I just want to see them do like feuds that last more than one match, like especially in the women's division, because it's like, oh, Toni Storm's gonna wrestle, so and so this week, and then that's it, and then it's like a different opponent the next week, and it's never no connecting story arcs or nothing like that. It's kind of frustrating. Hopefully they can change that and actually do something good here. And of course, the biggest news of the week: The Rock returned to Monday Night Raw as the former WWE champion. The collective crowd, though, when Jinder Mahal came out first, was freaking hilarious. It's like the collective groan from the crowd.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Monday Night Raw.
So what are your thoughts on this whole thing with The Rock in that promo?
I love the action. And then I think we're gonna get Rock and Roman at WrestleMania. Why else would he say what he said?
That's true. That's kind of, I feel the same on that one. But the biggest question that's pretty much on everybody's mind right now too with that is, where does this put Cody?
I say that's not that big of a question to me. So this is what I hate about people is like everybody's like biggest bitch about WWE. It's like it's so predictable, this and that, and then when stuff goes different than how they think it should go, like, oh yeah, Cody should win and beat Roman at WrestleMania. It's like if that's what you think you're gonna get, why do you want that?
Yeah.
Cody's story doesn't have to begin or end at WrestleMania. It doesn't necessarily have to be a 1 year feud. It could go a couple of years.
Yeah. And the other side of that too is Cody could still win the Rumble, like if that's the initial plan, and then go into Elimination Chamber, the build up for that, and be like, I'm not waiting until the Rumble. I want my match with Roman now. Going into the Elimination Chamber, and that could be Cody wins the title at the Elimination Chamber. Then we still get Rock and Roman at Mania, and then Cody can go on to take on like Randy Orton or something.
I mean, you could, or you could just save Cody and Roman for SummerSlam,
Right.
or
night 1, Cody and Roman. Night 2, Roman and The Rock.
Nah, they do that. I'm not watching that shit. I only can deal with so much Roman, and if he fucking main events 2 nights in a row,
if Vince was still running the show, I would not be surprised if that actually happened.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping CM Punk wins the Rumble. I still think it should be Sensei, and that would be like totally out of left field. You know what I mean? But I like that we have options and we don't 100% know what's going to happen. So it's
honestly, with the way that they're booking a lot of this talent, you've got Orton, you've got McIntyre, you've got Nakamura. They're putting him in a more prominent part of the roster now. You've got Cody, you've got Punk. Like any one of those guys are, what's that?
Yeah, LA Knight.
LA Knight, yeah. So you got
Gunther is still, yeah.
I mean, shit, Brock could come back.
Brock could come back. Yeah,
we don't know. And you've got all these avenues that they can go for the Rumble. And I think this is like one of those first years. Like, yeah, we're kind of expecting Cody to win the Rumble again, or we're expecting Punk to win the Rumble. But they could go in like a big swerve and be like, you know what? Drew deserves to get his WrestleMania match in front of a crowd. Or, you know what? We kind of dropped the ball when we had Shinsuke win the Rumble the first time. Let's try it again. So there's a lot of different avenues that they could go down.
Yep. LA Knight's got a bunch of T-shirts. Let's give him them. Saw more T-shirts. Yeah. But yeah. So I'm not concerned about Cody. So the people that are bitching, like, I'm a fan of The Rock, and I'd like to see him back, and I'd like to see him have a WrestleMania moment with his cousin. Like,
I think it'll be good. Whatever they plan to do, I think either way we're gonna get the best option out of all of it. The other thing too, with all these people, like all of a sudden, like The Rock comes back and it's like, oh well, Cody's leaving. Cody said he's leaving because The Rock returned.
No, he's not.
Are you fucking serious? Like, Cody signed like a multi-year deal. Like, he's not just gonna up and walk out. That's not the type of person Cody is. So,
no.
Jesus. especially when like Vince flew to his house personally to talk to him about coming back. Like, come on, man. Fucking
Plus, he's a businessman. He knows the ins and outs of the wrestling business. Like, he knows what's money and how to make money. I mean, just look how good AEW was when he was there and he was involved.
Exactly. So then
and he wasn't booking himself as the
like he booked himself out of the world title picture.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, in hindsight, he wished he didn't do that though. But
yeah.
He's like, I wish I would at least, won it once before booking myself out of it. But like, he elevated the TNT title. Like, that was the title that he held, and between him and Brody Lee, like those first, couple years, like that title was like more prestigious than the world title was. And there's actually matches that meant something around that title. So like stupid ass matches that Jericho was doing or Moxley was doing with the belt. So awesome stuff there. That was pretty much all I had for instant replay this week. I don't really have anything.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically like a year in review type thing. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Wasn't like a short matches.
One thing I will say though, TNA has announced they're doing a women's Ultimate X match, and they've been announcing the participants throughout this week. Let me see who I've got. They've got announced so far here. Alicia Edwards was the most recent one. Tasha Steelz. Who is that? Judy Threat. I'm not sure who that is. You can start watching more TNA. Zaya Brookside and Giselle Shaw are the ones announced so far for the Ultimate X at Hard to Kill. I don't think they've announced anything else for Hard to Kill, which I think is coming up. Is that next weekend?
I'm not really sure. I need to watch more on TNA.
I was gonna watch it this week, but it was it's January 13th, so it was next weekend. But it was like a recap, one of their recap shows.
Yeah.
What we got? Oh, they actually got a bunch of stuff on here announced. Oh shit. Alex Shelley versus Moose for the World Championship.
Ooh, that'd be
good. Trinity versus Jordan Grace for the Knockouts Championship.
Yeah, I heard. I didn't know that it was like built that for this, but that should be probably one of the best matches on the card right there.
Yeah, this one, Chris Sabin versus El Hijo del Vikingo versus Kushida in a 3-way match for the X Division Championship.
That'd be good.
Dirty Dango versus PCO. We already ran down the Ultimate X so far. There's one more participant to be announced for that one. Josh Alexander versus Alex Hammerstone.
That'd be good too.
That's gonna be awesome. We've got a 4-way tag team match for the World Tag Team Championships. You got Chris Bay and Ace Austin taking on the Rascals, taking on Mike Bailey and Trent Seven, and the Grizzled Young Veterans. That's going to be pretty solid. All these matches look great. Tag team match, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers taking on Eric Young and Frankie Kazarian. And you have Rich Swann taking on Steve Macklin.
Oh, yeah.
So that is
that's a pretty solid pay-per-view right there.
We'll have to do we'll do picks for that one next week. Awesome. All right. So that's some of the big stuff happening. I'm excited. I'm excited for TNA. I'm glad they're rebranding back to TNA. I'm hoping this goes like we talked about last week. I'm hoping this brings more eyes to the product because they really do have a great roster there between like their the men's division, women's division, especially the women's division. There's a solid roster. So.
Yeah. I mean, Trinity versus Jordan Grace. Should be pretty good.
Oh, excuse me.
Trinity's undefeated right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Jordan Grace is Jordan Grace. So that
The juggernaut.
should be pretty good. And I hope Moose gets the title back. That'd be money
awesome.
right there. Yeah.
Going into, especially like when he was on that run, I think it was last year, where he brought back like the TNA title. And
Is that last year or the year before?
Might have been the year before. I know it was
Yeah.
the last couple of years. Where he's doing everything with like the TNA championship and brought back the King of the Mountain match and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
Moose is gold. I think he ended up losing to like Kenny Omega or somebody, right?
Yeah, because he was trying to get the I think he was challenging Omega for the title. He was like one of Omega's challengers or something when Omega had the TNA title. Because Moose wrestled him on Dynamite.
No, that's how Kenny Omega. Because remember, like that's how he had the first like original 3 titles. He won it off of. I thought he won it off of Moose.
Who he won it off of, honestly.
Because Moose had the Impact and the TNA title. Like he carried both of them.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then
yeah, because Omega had the TNA and the Impact title.
Yeah, and then when Moose showed up on Dynamite, I guess challenged him for it back or something.
Yeah,
like it was like they didn't even have the damn like they had the titles, but they didn't really show him.
Yep.
Like he was still rocking the AEW belt, like it was his best belt or something.
And Don Callis carrying everything.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well let's hop over to the wrestler of the week this week.
Yep. And I am going with wrestlers of the week.
Wrestlers.
Yep. And I'm going with God. KOD. And the match is gonna be one guy teamed up with Shawn Michaels. So, no, I'm kidding. Now I'm going with the Guerrillas of Destiny. Like the original Guerrillas of Destiny.
I was just gonna ask.
Tama Tonga. Yeah, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. I think their like original name was like the Tonga Brothers or Tonga Sons of Tonga or something like that. But great tag team.
Definitely one of the best in New Japan.
Yeah, and I kind of like would like to see them like versus the Usos. Me and somebody else, like wrestling fans, are talking about like because The Rock considers Ming or Haiku, whatever you want to call him, kind of considers him like an uncle, even though he's not related to them. And
Tonga and Tonga Loa are cousins of Roman though.
I don't think so. They're not like official. They're not official cousins.
Well, they're by like marriage or something, but they are.
I mean, maybe about like I said, I think it's like a thing where like Haku's kind of considered an uncle, but he's not really not really a blood relative. But it'd be cool like to do that with the bloodline though, because The Rock kind of considers them family. Like bringing in some more people that would be considered family, and that would be or part of the tribe.
Yeah, they are not.
But
okay, yeah, so they're not related.
But yeah, it would still be cool though to have them, in the mix. I know WWE won't go for it because they're a little bit on the wild side, but
yeah, yeah. So it's Haku and Rikishi actually have a pretty good relationship, so especially since they tag together.
Yeah.
I thought they were cousins for some reason. I don't know.
Well, Rock,
family.
Yeah, Rock refers to Haku as his uncle. So
yeah, I mean it makes sense because he was around him quite a bit. So.
Yeah.
Cool. What match you got?
This was like a hard one because like I kind of wanted to go with something recent, but then I kind of didn't. So I will go to kind of like not their breakout match, but one of my favorite matches, and that's the Briscoes versus Guerrillas of Destiny, Ring of Honor Supercard 2019, the ladder match. Both titles on the line. The New Japan versus the Ring of Honor titles.
That was a good match.
Yeah.
So
that's why I was asking like how old the match could be, because I was like,
yeah, just as long as it's like I said, like currently active wrestlers.
So. I didn't know.
The legends get a lot of shine,
and
everything too. I mean, there are some legends that we picked for Wrestler of the Week that really don't get talked about as much as others, but like with the current roster, I feel like there's a lot of talent out there that doesn't get talked about as much as like some of the legends do.
Well, I mean, these guys are probably considered legends by now because I mean they held the New Japan titles a bunch of times, but in America, like they're on Ring of Honor and TNA a few times, but I don't think a lot of people are familiar with them.
Yeah, especially in New Japan. Like, there's a lot of guys in New Japan that a lot of like American wrestlers, especially like the casual wrestling fans, aren't too familiar with. So. But solid picks for Wrestler of the Week. We're gonna go ahead and hop it over to No Holds Barred. Holds Barred this week. I don't know what you want to talk about. How about Mickey Mouse? Steamboat Willie is in public domain, and it's already been announced like 4 different Steamboat Willie based horror movies.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see because that's been tied up in court for the longest now.
Yeah.
Because Disney was trying to get the public domain laws switched. But I mean, it's the same rules. That's the thing is like the company's made its money off of taking other people's stories. Like Peter Pan and Snow White and Alice in Wonderland. Like, what I'm saying? Like, you made your fortune off of taking older stories. Now it's like, they get to do it to you.
I think the guys that did Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, I think announced the Mickey Mouse one. But the one that seems most interesting out of all of them that I've seen so far is the one that was announced by the producer of Terrifier 2. Basically, Mickey is on a steamboat and is killing passengers on a boat. So, and it's still called, and it's still Steamboat Willie. So, and Mickey is still on the boat killing people. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they'll be any good or not. It's funny.
Oh my God, it's just funny to me that like we're at this point where all this stuff is like the copyrights and everything have lapsed on it, and everything has hit those public domain laws, and we're seeing stuff from our childhood get twisted because this is shit that we've been thinking of for the longest damn time. Like, oh, it wouldn't be cool if Mickey Mouse was in a horror movie. Or like, it would be awesome if Winnie the Pooh was like a feral bear and just eating the shit out of people. Like, so.
Yeah, I don't know that. Sometimes when fans get a hold of stuff, it's this. You end up with like Harry Potter and Ron Weasley having gay sex, some kind of like fan fiction
Oh,
Second
man.
story. But yeah. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what people do with it. But you know, that's the way
I'm
it
not.
goes.
I'm kind. I'll probably watch it eventually. Like, I was so let down with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Like, I just
Yeah.
don't really want to watch it. Like,
Yeah. I wasn't really necessarily let down because everybody told me how bad it was. Like you're one of the ones that's like, yeah, don't watch
yeah,
it or
I
whatever.
knew it was gonna be like cheesy, but it was just
Yeah.
like it wasn't like good like Killer Clowns from Outer Space cheesy. It was just
Yeah.
like sci-fi movie of the week cheesy.
Yeah. And then me, I'm like one of those people that kind of like really like some movies that like, because I remember like Blair Witch Project. I remember everybody was like, it's fucking stupid, but like I really enjoyed that movie. You know what I mean? And
I did not like the end of that movie.
yeah, I mean
The end is
each
killer for me. So.
yeah, but I mean to each their own. But so I was like, well, maybe I like it, but yeah, no, I couldn't. Like I did, it wasn't even like a good like B comedy, B scary movie. You know what I mean? And I enjoy those like the sleepaway camp. There's good campy scary movies, and yeah, that one was not it.
Those were good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one and like I like the cheesy ones like that. You would see on like fucking USA Up All Night or like Elvira's, movie Macabre Theater.
Oh.
Those type of ones are like the ones that they show is at MeTV that has Sven Gulli that shows like a
Yeah.
lot of like older horror movies, like the camp cheesier ones.
Like Slumber Party and stuff like that.
Yeah.
April Fool's Day.
Yep. There's one that they came across on Amazon because usually wife and I will watch a Christmas horror movie on Christmas Eve as we're like finishing up like the last minute wrapping.
Yeah.
And this one was oh, what the fuck was
Silent Night.
Silent Knife.
Oh, Silent Knife.
Yep.
I've seen Silent Night.
It was Justin Long was in it. Or no, it's A Wonderful Knife. That's what it was.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was like A Wonderful Life, but a horror movie. Like a slasher. It was pretty good.
Okay. I don't think I've seen that, so I might have to try to track it down.
I enjoyed that one. We thought that one was good. Then there's another one that we watch pretty much every year, which is a
Black Christmas.
Let's say no, it's an anthology. So it's like a Christmas. It's called A Christmas Horror Story. That's on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
That one's pretty good too. It's got William Shatner is like a radio DJ, and he's like playing music and like on Christmas Eve and stuff, and going through all this stuff and taking all these like whacked out calls from people. It was actually pretty good.
You seen the Cat Williams interview yet?
I have seen bits and pieces of it. I've not actually watched the whole thing, but a lot of stuff, a lot of shit Cat Williams is like airing out.
I watched the whole thing. I saw like the first couple of clips the other night, and I was like, I gotta watch this whole thing, and yeah, it was good. Did not disappoint.
Just like the one clip I saw, he was like, "Yeah," he's like, "All these ones are the ones that said yes, and now they got themselves a light skinned wife that don't say nothing in interviews, never heard a word from them, and they got those odd shaped faces, every single one of them."
He's like, I just described 5 people.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Either Cat Williams is on some really good shit, or he's just like speaking a truth that nobody wants to hear yet, or no one's ready to hear.
It was the part that got me like the first clip I saw that got me to watch the whole thing was when he's talking about. He's like, yeah, I got it in my contract that Ricky Smiley got to wear a dress, and he's like, Shannon Sharp's like, man, why you got that in the contract? He's like, Ricky Smiley, like Tyler Perry, they can't play a man to save their life. I was rolling.
Oh, I did see that clip too. Oh man, that was a pretty good interview. So.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I'm like, damn. Tell him, Cat.
Cat, he's one of those guys. Like, I think he's hilarious.
Yeah,
like,
he's
more so than someone like Kevin Hart. Like, I don't think Kevin Hart is funny. Like, not recent Kevin Hart. Like, older Kevin Hart before he got like really big and famous was funny. Like this Kevin Hart, no.
He brings up Kevin Hart too. It kind of calls him a plant, but I mean, I would say that too. Like, as far as like stand up goes, like I'd never really been a fan of Kevin Hart's stand up. I think he's like better as like a comedic actor. Like I liked him in Soul Plane, Scary Movie 3, I think it was. I liked him in Real Husbands of Hollywood, like as like a comedic actor type thing. His stand up, it's not my cup of tea. I've heard funnier stories and funnier jokes and stuff.
Cat was on that whole thing too about like Cedric the Entertainer stealing some of Cat's jokes and a few other jokes too from other comedians.
Yeah.
I was like, we're on some Carlos Mencia shit right now, aren't we? Like,
yeah. Yeah.
That's insane. Like all the stuff that's coming out. Of course, we got all that shit from fucking Jada Pinkett. And now we're getting all this stuff from Kevin Hart. The other, or not Kevin Hart, Cat Williams. What was the other one? They're talking about him and Tyrese getting invited to like some Illuminati thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, he's like $200 million in 10 movies. He's like, you look where I'm at. You know, look where Tyrese is at. He's like, what Fast and Furious are you up to now?
Yeah.
So, he's like, I said nope.
Yeah.
He's like, and he another one of them with one of those light skinned wives with weird faces.
Yeah. There's a Gary Owens had like a response video that I saw like a clip of, and because he brought up Gary Owens, but it wasn't like bad. It was like saying like reason why Gary Owens hadn't crossed over to the Main Street audience is because he wouldn't compromise on his morals or what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Gary was like, he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna say any names, but he's like, yeah, I was in one of those meetings where it was like, the question of would you ever suck a dick for $1 million? He's like, I was about to find out, and he was like, I didn't suck that dick.
Oh man. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that's popped up recently, but I think they dropped a trailer for that new Marvel series Echo, which has Daredevil in it. I haven't seen that yet. But.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not a huge Marvel fan. Like I like cartoon, like superhero movies. Like if they're cartoons, I can get into.
Yeah.
Live action superhero movies, it's just not my. Like I can watch Batman, but that's about it. Other than that, like I'm not a huge. And Blade was pretty cool, but
the new X-Men cartoon is supposed to be premiering this month. I think it's around like the 24th, I think they said.
Yeah.
As far as like
But yeah, like the X-Men, Batman, the Spider-Man, especially like the new Spider-Mans, the Spider-Verse. Those movies are way better than
oh
like
yeah, I
any.
love those. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are so good. Everyone was pissed except for me because the way the second one ended.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta wait for the next one. I was like, yeah, like it comes out in like March or something or May, so
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
But yeah, that's like Into the Spider-Verse movies, like way better than any of the Spider-Mans they've tried to remake.
Yeah,
The Tobey Maguire and the Amazing Spider-Man or whatever
I
it
did
was
like
called.
the last one that they put out. The No Way Home one was pretty good.
Mm. Well, I haven't seen. Did they just come out with like a live action that's supposed to be like kind of in the Spider-Verse a little bit?
Yeah, that's the third Tom Holland Spider-Man one.
I'm talking about this is like kind of like almost brand new.
The new one, Madam Web.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that one comes out February, I think. That
Yeah.
one doesn't look too bad. Does not look bad at all.
Has Tobey Maguire.
Was he in that one?
Yeah, yeah. No, or if it's not that one, there's a movie that's supposed to be coming out that has like it's like the Spider Verse in it. Like it has like Tobey Maguire.
Well, that was the. Sure, you're not thinking of the No Way Home one?
Yeah, that might have been in No Way Home. It might have been in No Way
With
Home.
Doctor Strange and.
Yeah, yeah, that might have been in it.
Yeah, I think it was that one. Cool. What else we got? Some figure news. The new Legend set started popping up in Target stores with Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Hart, Iron Sheik, and Andre the Giant. The Hulk Hogan Target exclusive 3-pack has been popping up as well. And I want to say there's something, the Monday Night Wars Walmart exclusive sets have been trickling down too, which has got Hulk Hogan, Nitro debut Scott Hall, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Undertaker. And the build-a-figure for that set is Lex Luger in that puffy white shirt from the debut episode of Nitro.
Nitro, yeah. The Scott Hall is Scott Hall in blue jeans or whatever.
Yeah, the Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hogans and the it's like his first. I think it's like the first Nitro after he joined Hall and Nash. So after he revealed to be the third man, it's like the first like NWO type promo they did.
Okay.
And I think
I didn't know.
series 2 of that one's supposed to have Kevin Nash to go with those two.
I got you. Is it this WCW figures? They didn't do any of the.
Well, they're doing WWE too. They got Austin and Undertaker. So they're doing 2 WWE, 2 WCW from the Monday Night Wars era.
I got you.
So Austin, I think, is in the full camo, like the camo jacket and the pants and everything. I think it's from that the night where he, yeah, I think is that one or the one where you did the like the fake gun on Vince and made him piss his pants.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they could do that. Come out with a Vince with like a little water pack that makes him piss himself.
Yeah. And Undertaker's a Ministry of Darkness Undertaker.
Okay.
And then the new Ultimate Edition, Target exclusive Ultimate Warrior from SummerSlam, I think 90 is popping up too. So I'll go with that Desert Storm style Hogan that came out in last year's SummerSlam pay-per-view set.
They ever did the like late '90s Ultimate Warrior, like his WCW or like the late WWE, like with like the one piece.
They did an ultimate of a WCW Warrior. I think it was like one of the first couple sets they did. It's like the One Warrior Nation Duster. I think it was his match with Hogan
I
from that
gotcha.
Halloween Havoc. But they've done a couple later WWF ones too.
It seems like they always go with like the early '90s one, like when they
Yeah,
do.
I think
When they
that's a lot of
release
his
them.
prominent looks is from that. I'm pretty much done buying Ultimate Warrior figures. I got like the couple that I liked, especially the main ones. That one from WrestleMania 6 with him and Hogan.
Yeah.
It's awesome. All right. That's all I've got for No Holds Barred. You got anything else?
Yeah, I mean, because I don't think you really want to talk football or basketball
Well, I
or
did see
anything.
heard some stuff. Dolphins are in the playoffs.
I think they might still be able to lose out. They might miss. They could still possibly lose the.
Oh, they usually do. I mean, usually make it to the
Yeah,
playoffs, or they make it to like the AFC Championship game and lose.
because
So,
they lost to Baltimore last week, so I think they play Buffalo this week if I'm not mistaken. So that would be for the division there, and then this depends on some of the other games how they go out. So this week of the NFL will be kind of interesting just to see how there's a lot of games that mean a lot as far as playoffs go, and then there's a lot of games that mean a lot as far as like the draft goes because some of the teams that uh, will lose could be or win could mess up their draft position
yeah,
by a couple spots. So
cool.
should be
Good
good.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I heard, and that was listening to I think the Fig Cave podcast this morning. So
I guess.
talking some football. Cool. All right. That's gonna do it for No Holds Barred. Let's end it with the theme of the week this week, which is my pick. And I really didn't pick anything, but I'm gonna piggyback off of your wrestlers of the week and just go with the Gorillas of Destiny theme.
They gotta get.
Because nobody realer than Gorilla. Love that theme. So that's
Yeah,
right up
good.
there with the main Bullet Club theme.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's pretty much it for us on this week. I don't got anything else. So
We don't have no quiz this week.
no quiz because Garrett, out being a dungeon master. I don't think he's playing D&D. I really think it's like some like S&M, like dominatrix type thing. He's probably like chained up to a wall or something, getting paddled. And he can't remember the safe word.
Getting clips on his nipples. Getting his
Safe
balls.
word. His passion fruit. Your ass-tastic.
I watched. We got like a new streaming device. It's like Walmart's version of Google Cast or whatever.
Okay.
And so it had Tubi on there. So like my first time downloading Tubi.
Tubi is awesome.
And yeah, so I watched a movie called Safe Word. And it's like about a girl that marries this guy that's like in the dominatrix or whatever, and I guess like he ignores her safe word after a while. It was pretty weird, but low budget movie.
Sounds like a Wish version of 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, something like that. Except it was, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I like Tubi. Tubi's got a lot of great stuff on there too.
Yeah.
There's always like some random ass shit on there that you haven't seen in like 20 years.
Yeah, I watched like some kind of like bullshit wrestling documentary too.
I have a bunch of those on there. I think there's a Glow one. That's why I found that like Urban Wrestling Federation or whatever it was. Like, there's like a bunch of that on there. There's like a bunch of like just like generic like there's like a Ric Flair one.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching a bunch of like old I guess it was WCCW or whatever.
Okay.
World Class Championship Wrestling with the Von Erichs. It's been popping up by YouTube. Been watching some of that.
That's because people like sharing that stuff to all the non-wrestling fans that have watched Iron Claw.
Yeah. Which I still ain't got a chance to see yet. I'm hoping somebody picks it. The porno website I used to go on that had like a bunch of movies up there. They got that site's down now, so I don't know where to get movies that are still in theaters. I gotta find me a new plug.
Yeah, I just wait for them to hit whatever streaming service.
Yeah. Well, usually it's my look. They hit a service that I don't have, but
yeah. Usually, I think it's A24 was a studio for that one. So I think that usually ends up on Paramount, I think it is, or Peacock, one of the two.
Well, somebody needs to pick that shit up.
I know, right? Awesome. All right, well, that's gonna do it for us for this week. Thank you guys for checking us out. Each and every week, listening to us. Take about an hour of your time. Make sure you follow us on our social media. You can hit the link tree down in the episode description or in the description of the video, wherever you're happen to be watching or listening to us. Yeah, so that's it. We'll get with you guys next week. Hopefully Garrett will get out of his dungeon and be back with us so we can talk shit to him, all that fun stuff. Yeah. And on behalf of myself, Chris the Heat Matthews, and the Tennessee Jesus Carl Crossland, this is episode 217 of your WrestleGeddon podcast. And we'll chat with y'all next week. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Later, Marks.
Bye, bitches.
Big things popping, little things stopping.
Ain't nobody really than Gorilla. Ain't nobody really than Gorilla. I said, ain't nobody really than Gorilla. Ain't nobody really than Gorilla.